Imagine finding out that deep inside you are three powerful forces, each with its own purpose, strengths, and secrets. Most people live their whole lives without ever knowing this. They walk around feeling incomplete, like something's missing, and they don't even know why. But that doesn't have to be you. We have three force types: body, soul, spirit. Each one is like a piece of a puzzle, and when they come together, they create the real you. But if even one of these pieces is out of balance, your life can feel, well, broken. What if you've been looking in the wrong places for happiness? What if you've spent your whole life caring about one piece of the puzzle and ignoring the others? That's the trap most people fall into, and it's why they never feel completely at peace. Some people spend all their time worrying about how they look, their body. Others get trapped in their emotions, their soul, feeling sad, angry, or even scared all the time. And then there are those who forget their spirit entirely, leaving them feeling empty and without purpose. If you ignore one of these parts for too long, it doesn't just go away. It starts to cause problems, big problems. These are problems that no amount of money, success, or even ice cream can fix. I'm going to help you figure out what these three parts are and how to bring them into balance. When you finish this story, you'll understand why your body is more than just a care. You will understand how your soul influences your thoughts, feelings, and dreams. Your spirit holds the key to experiencing true happiness and connection. In the Old Testament, the word most commonly used for soul is nephesh, which appears over 750 times. It's not just a poetic word. It has layers of meaning. Nephesh refers to life itself, the breath that makes a person or even an animal alive. For example, in Genesis 2:7, it says, "Then the Lord God formed man of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living soul." The word nephesh doesn't describe a mystical, immortal part of a person. Instead, it captures the essence of living, our emotions, desires, and even our physical existence. It's the part of us that loves, cries, dreams, and feels connected to others. In many cases, the Bible uses nephesh to refer to the whole person, not just a part of them. For instance, when a verse speaks about saving one's soul, it's often about preserving the fullness of life, not separating a part of you from your body. The Hebrew word for spirit, ruach, takes us in a completely different direction. It appears in stories as early as Genesis 1:2, where it describes the Spirit of God hovering over the waters at the very beginning of creation. Ruach signifies a direct connection to God, in contrast to nephesh, which is associated with the human experience. Ruach can mean breath or wind, but it's much more than air. It's power. It's the force that moves through creation and brings life to the lifeless. Take Ezekiel 37:14, for example. "I will put my spirit in you, and you will live." The divine energy known as ruach revives and restores, even in the face of death. It's not just about being alive, it's about being truly alive, with purpose and connection to something eternal. Remember to join our community by subscribing to this channel. The Old Testament doesn't draw sharp lines between the soul and the spirit. Instead, it treats them as deeply connected parts of a person, working together like a dance. Your soul is the part of you that experiences the world, your thoughts, feelings, and choices. Spirit links you to God and allows you to seek something greater than yourself. The Greek word for soul, psyche, refers to the emotional and mental self, the part of us that struggles, hopes, and dreams. Meanwhile, the Greek word for spirit, pneuma, emphasizes the eternal, divine connection. Consider 1 Thessalonians 5:23, which says, "May your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ." This verse is key. It's one of the few times the Bible explicitly separates these three parts, showing how they work together to create a complete human being. Understanding the soul and spirit wasn't just a biblical concept, it shaped centuries of thought. In ancient times, societies didn't have modern psychology or neuroscience. They relied on texts like the Bible to explain why humans think, feel, and act the way they do. Around 1200 BCE, the Old Testament began shaping ideas of the soul and spirit, presenting humans as holistic beings. By the 1st century CE, the New Testament brought a sharper focus, highlighting the spirit as the key to salvation and eternal life. Over the next millennia, these ideas influenced thinkers like St. Augustine, who described the soul as the battleground between good and evil, and theologians who debated whether the soul and spirit were separate or one. Many philosophers agree that human beings are more than just physical bodies. Take Plato, the famous Greek philosopher from 400 BCE. He held the belief that our existence consists of two components, our physical body and our soul. According to Plato, the soul is where our thoughts, emotions, and sense of morality come from. He saw the body as temporary, while the soul was eternal, something that could live on beyond death. Fast forward a few centuries to Descartes, the French thinker from the 17th century, who famously said, "I think, therefore I am." Descartes believed the mind, or soul, and the body were completely separate, but deeply connected. His ideas paved the way for modern discussions about consciousness, the awareness of being alive and thinking. While philosophy has often focused on the soul and body, it hasn't ignored the spirit entirely. Many traditions, including Eastern philosophies like Buddhism and Hinduism, view the human experience as layered. They describe the self as having different aspects. The physical self, the body which interacts with the material world. The emotional and mental self, the part of us that feels, thinks, and decides. The higher self, the spiritual essence that seeks connection with the divine or universal truth. These ideas closely mirror the biblical view of body, soul, and spirit. Even though they use different words, they point to the same truth. Humans are complex, and ignoring any part of ourselves creates imbalance. In recent years, science has started to explore ideas that philosophers and theologians have debated for centuries. Neuroscience, for example, studies the brain and how it shapes our emotions and thoughts. Scientists now understand that the structure and chemistry of the brain directly influence our feelings and behaviors. But here's the interesting part. Even with all their research, they haven't fully explained consciousness, the awareness of being alive. Some scientists, like those studying quantum physics, have even suggested that consciousness might extend beyond the physical brain. This idea bears a striking resemblance to the notion of the spirit, a component of ourselves that maintains a connection to something beyond our physical body or mind. Imagine that your body, soul, and spirit are like three musicians in a band. If one of them is out of tune, the whole song sounds off. This imbalance happens all the time. When the body rules, people focus too much on physical pleasures, food, appearances, or material possessions, leaving their emotions and spiritual needs neglected. When the soul dominates, emotions take over, leading to anxiety, fear, or overthinking. Decisions made in this state can hurt relationships and inner peace. Ignoring the spirit leaves life feeling empty, even when everything appears perfect from the outside. Without a sense of purpose, people often feel lost or unfulfilled. Philosophers like Nietzsche warned about the dangers of losing touch with the spirit. He described a world where people chase power, pleasure, and material success, only to find themselves emptier than ever. So, what's the solution? Know yourself. Ancient Greek philosophers like Socrates believed self-awareness was the first step to living a good life. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and habits. Seek balance. Eastern philosophies teach the importance of harmony. Don't let any one part of your life, body, soul, or spirit, take over. Pursue purpose. Existentialists like Viktor Frankl, who survived a concentration camp, wrote that finding meaning in life can help us endure anything. For him, connecting with something greater, whether it's God, love, or a mission, was the key. All these ideas, from ancient philosophy to modern science, point to one truth: you are more than your body. Your emotions and thoughts shape your experiences, and your spirit gives you a sense of purpose. But when these three parts aren't working together, life can feel confusing, overwhelming, or even hopeless. Think of your body as the engine that powers everything else. Without it, your soul and spirit don't have a home. However, in today's fast-paced world, we often either overemphasize or completely neglect our physical health. Here's how to take care of it the right way. Your body has ways of telling you what it needs. Fatigue, cravings, or aches aren't just annoyances, they're signals. If you're constantly tired, ask yourself if you're getting enough sleep. If your energy levels are low, look at your diet. Simple changes, like drinking more water or moving your body for 15 minutes a day, can make a world of difference. While taking care of your body is essential, obsessing over appearance or fitness can lead to imbalance. Remember, your body is a tool, not your identity. Focus on health, not perfection. Your soul is the core of your personality, your thoughts, feelings, and desires. It's what makes you, you. But it's also where most people struggle the most. When left unchecked, emotions like anger, anxiety, or sadness can take over. Here's how to nurture your soul. Spend time identifying your emotions. Are you feeling stressed, excited, lonely? Many of us suppress these feelings, but naming them gives you power over them. Journaling or talking to someone you trust can help bring clarity. Are you enjoying the story? Support our channel by clicking the subscribe button. In our hyper-connected world, constant noise and distractions overwhelm the soul. Take time to disconnect. Whether it's a walk in nature, quiet time in the morning, or simply turning off notifications, giving your mind a break can refresh your inner self. What you consume mentally affects your soul. Negative news, toxic relationships, or self-criticism can weigh it down. Instead, surround yourself with uplifting people, inspiring stories, and thoughts that encourage growth. The spirit is your connection to something greater. Call it God, the universe, or your higher purpose. When your spirit is healthy, you feel peace and direction, even during life's toughest moments. But neglecting it can leave you feeling lost and empty. Here's how to strengthen your spirit. Reflection isn't just about solving problems, it's about connecting with the deeper questions of life. What gives your life meaning? What are you grateful for? Prayer, meditation, or even simple moments of gratitude can open the door to spiritual growth. Just like your body needs exercise, your spirit needs consistency. Start small. 5 minutes of quiet time each morning or evening can make a huge difference. Use this time to seek guidance, express thankfulness, or simply be still. Spiritual growth doesn't happen in isolation, whether it's a church, a group of friends who share your values, or a volunteer opportunity. Being part of a community can strengthen your spirit and provide encouragement. While it's helpful to focus on each part individually, the real power comes when they work together. Here's how they interact in everyday life. The body fuels the soul. When you're physically healthy, you have the energy to engage emotionally and mentally. Simple acts like exercising can boost your mood and sharpen your mind. The soul bridges to the spirit. Emotional well-being helps you connect with your higher purpose. When your thoughts are clear and your heart is at peace, it's easier to focus on spiritual matters. The spirit guides the body. A healthy spirit gives you the motivation to care for your body and the discipline to make good choices. Your body is your starting point, the foundation of all action. Every meal, movement, and rest decision affects how well your body works. But did you know that small choices can create big changes over time? Skipping one workout might seem insignificant, but over months, it can lead to a weaker body and less energy. On the other hand, choosing to stretch for 5 minutes a day can improve your flexibility, posture, and overall well-being. The foods you choose don't just nourish your body, they also affect your mood and focus. Opting for fresh, nutrient-dense meals can fuel your mind and emotions, while processed junk food can leave you feeling sluggish and irritable. The choice to prioritize sleep impacts everything from your immune system to your mental clarity. Skimping on rest drains not just your body, but your emotional resilience. Every choice you make about your body contributes to the energy and vitality you need to nourish your soul and spirit. Your soul is where your thoughts, emotions, and desires come together. It also offers the most powerful choices: how you handle challenges, see yourself, and interact with others. Imagine facing failure. You could choose to see it as proof that you're not good enough, or you could see it as a learning opportunity. This single choice can determine whether you stay stuck or grow stronger. Letting go, holding on to anger, regret, or resentment, weighs heavily on the soul. Choosing forgiveness, whether it's for yourself or someone else, can free up emotional space for joy and peace. Your soul thrives when you pursue what excites you. Whether it's a hobby, a cause, or a creative project, choosing to make time for what you love can bring immense fulfillment. Your spirit is the compass that points toward meaning and connection. But here's the thing: you can't follow its guidance unless you actively choose to listen. Too often, the noise of daily life drowns out your spirit's call. Here's how to reconnect. In the busyness of life, moments of stillness feel like a luxury, but choosing to pause, whether through meditation, prayer, or quiet reflection, creates space for your spirit to speak. Serving others isn't just about helping them, it also nourishes your spirit. Choosing to give your time or resources to someone in need can remind you of your connection to something greater. Whether through study, exploration, or spiritual practice, the decision to seek truth deepens your understanding of life's bigger picture. This choice can ground you when life feels uncertain. Here's something many people overlook: your choices don't just affect you, they create ripples that influence your relationships, community, and even the world. Choosing kindness and patience can heal old wounds and create stronger bonds. Deciding to contribute, whether through volunteering, mentoring, or simply being present, makes the world around you a better place. Even small decisions, like reducing waste or supporting ethical businesses, contribute to a healthier planet and a more just society. If this message is resonating with you, if it's inspiring new thoughts or sparking meaningful shifts, consider supporting us by clicking Super Thanks. You're helping us keep creating, sharing, and spreading ideas that empower others to grow, to heal, and to thrive. Every contribution is fueling this mission, expanding its reach, and allowing more people to discover the balance they're seeking. While good choices build harmony, neglecting them leads to imbalance. The truth is, most people walk through life unaware of the deeper layers of their existence. They chase physical health, fleeting emotions, or superficial successes, hoping these will bring happiness. Yet, deep down, they feel something's missing. That something is balance, the alignment of body, soul, and spirit. You don't have to live like that. The knowledge you now hold is the key to unlocking a fuller, richer life. But knowledge isn't enough. Action is what transforms lives. One path leads to a life where each part of you, body, soul, and spirit, thrives together in harmony. The other path leaves you stuck in cycles of imbalance and dissatisfaction. Which path will you choose? Every choice you make matters. Each decision, no matter how small, shapes your physical energy, emotional well-being, and spiritual connection. Whether it's taking time to move your body, releasing old emotional wounds, or reconnecting with your spirit, every step forward brings you closer to the life you were designed to live. When you create balance within yourself, it doesn't just affect you, it changes the world around you. Your relationships improve because you're emotionally present. Purpose drives you to make your work more meaningful. Even your community benefits because a balanced person brings calm, kindness, and clarity wherever they go. Throughout history, from ancient scriptures to modern philosophy, the message has been clear: a fulfilling life comes from understanding and honoring every part of who you are. This isn't just a spiritual idea or a philosophical concept. It's a practical truth that shapes your health, your happiness, and your legacy. By aligning your body, soul, and spirit, you're not just improving yourself, you're assuming your intended role in life's grand scheme. You're contributing to something bigger, something eternal. Your purpose was to thrive in every dimension of your existence. But it's up to you to make the choices that will unlock that potential. No one else can do it for you. The power is in your hands. Thanks for watching. If today's message has sparked something in you, if it's opened your mind, lifted your spirit, or given you tools to transform your life, join our community by subscribing to this channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.